Welcome to Community Life. I'm standing here with Council Member Keith.
Right.
And I would like to ask you want to introduce yourself to the public?
Sure.
Let them know who you are.
Keith Mullins, owner of Bacchus Vino, etc., wine shop in downtown Claremont, and an active member of the City Council since '99.
Okay. Let me ask you, what is your mission with the council, and why did you choose to become a councilman?
Well, I was sort of recruited by a group of friends who thought, since I had experience on the Planning and Zoning Commission, and I'd been president of the Chamber of Commerce, and I've been president of the South Lake Kiwanis, and they just liked the way I looked at things and voted on things, and thought I'd be a good person to join the City Council and help guide Claremont into the future.
Okay. Is there any future endeavors that you have that you want to see done with Claremont?
Or
things that you're working on that the City Council is working on?
There's several things in the irons in the fire right now. Probably the most visual thing that we're putting some money into this year is the master plan for the Central Business District. Involves several pieces. This is a 40-50-year plan, but it involves central wastewater management, stormwater management, bringing life to the waterfront. Involves moving the boat ramp, building some new pavilions, festival
grounds. The new
grounds.
boat ramp you just built? Y'all gonna move that?
No, it's been, oh golly, boat ramp's got to be 15 years old by now. Yeah,
I was talking about
not the boat house.
Okay,
the boat ramp.
Boat ramp, right.
More things at Waterfront Park to make it nice. Extend the Waterfront Park all the way to downtown to bring people to the downtown area. Extension of the trail system. Right now, our trail is a linear trail. If you want to do 5 miles, you go out 2.5, you come back 2.5.
Okay.
It'd be much more interesting if you had a series of circles, so you could do a 2.5-mile circle through the downtown area. Add a bike trail component that will go down to the new city center, community center. So if you want to ride your bike, you can go down Lake Minneola, Lake Minnehaha, and then back up through safe trails, do bike loops throughout the city. So just nice quality of life issues, as they say, throughout the city. So tie us together not only with our cars, but with our walking and with our bicycles, and get the community to community or safe transportation from one area to another.
So let me ask you this: let's get to know who you are. Let's see now. How long you been here in Claremont?
Moved to Claremont in '88.
Okay.
So that's what, come 39 years?
29 years.
No, 29, I guess. The years go by after a while.
And how long you been city council?
Since '99.
And what district are you over?
We don't have districts.
You don't have districts?
No, we do the whole city.
So everybody in the councilman is the whole city?
Right.
Wow, that's totally different. Okay.
Well, each area does their own way of doing it. Some cities have districts, some don't. Some have a district and only the people in the district can vote for you. Or some have a district, like the county, they have districts, but everybody in the county votes.
Okay.
But
so
if you live in Claremont, you've got 5 council people on your side, not just one.
Not just one. Okay. So let me ask you this: is there going to be any more work done down here? Are you going to extend the city later on? Is that one of y'all plans?
You mean in the historic downtown?
In the historic downtown.
Well, the master plan, the waterfront is only 2 blocks from here. So work at the waterfront, part of that is to help bring people to the historic downtown area for events. Like right now, stormwater, but between here and the lake, you've got these big swales to catch any rainwater runoff before it gets into the lake. The new master stormwater plan will take all that stormwater to a central location where it's treated before it goes into the lake. So those swales can be leveled off, and you can start having events at the waterfront instead of the waterfront being surrounded by water retention ponds.
Now, let me ask you this. For people who haven't been to the meeting and they actually want to get familiar with the city council, when are your meetings?
We meet the 2nd and 4th Tuesday of each month. Meetings start at 7 o'clock, and they're at the city council chambers. They're at City Hall, which is right here on Montrose Street in downtown Claremont.
Now, let me ask you this. If there was anybody who was inspired, that was y'all wanted to inspire to be a council person, what would be your greatest advice?
Well, the way that I did it, and the way most people used to do it, get involved in things. Join a service club, Rotary, Lion, Kiwanis, Knights of Columbus. Get involved with a group. Get used to working with people. Serve on committees. When it comes to the city side, there are 2 citizens advisory committees that we make appointments to every year. One is planning and zoning, where you see all the projects that are coming up before the city who need any sort of permit that requires special permission. And that's our Planning and Zoning Commission. They meet once a month, and they actually see the projects before it comes to the city council.
Okay, and then you guys vote.
They express their opinion. Then we have another committee, code enforcement. And if somebody has, overgrown weeds in their lot, and our code enforcement officer gives them a citation, or if they have illegal signs or anything like that, anything that they disagree with the code enforcement officer, that comes before the code enforcement board.
Okay.
And they make things like that. But it allows somebody to serve on a volunteer basis on a board, and you sort of see how the city works. Because a lot of people are very naive when they come before the city council for something. We're just 5 citizens who vote on something. We don't have any superpowers or super authority, and some people are so nervous, but we're just plain old people. We're served to represent the citizens of Claremont. So we're just sitting there, and we're the 5 that if it's a yes or no question, you vote, and if you get 3 yeses, it's yes. If you get 3 no's, it's a no. But every city is run differently, and it helps you to know how your city is run and what the rules are, what the city has authority over. Like we don't do schools, and some people will come to the city with the school question. Well, it's a county school system or the county school board.
So Lake County handles all the schools.
Lake County handles all the schools. The sheriff is the sheriff, and we only have authority to deal with what's within the city limits of Claremont. And some people have a Claremont mailing address, but they live in the county. So if they have an issue, they have to go to the county for that. So it's really learning what is Claremont got control over and authority over, and how do you steer that.
Now let me ask you this: if they wanted to come, how would they find out what's on the agenda? You get the agenda as soon as you come?
Website.
Or city website.
There's a city. You can go to the city website with the current agenda and the former agendas and minutes from previous meetings. But you're right, there is an agenda norming copies laying out in the lobby before you come in.
Okay, and then if they do want to speak on that, is it done 2 weeks prior or 3 weeks prior, or do they have to fill out a form?
Oh no, if you want to speak, you just get in line and speak. Now, if during the meetings, there is a time during the meetings it's called public comments, and you can talk about anything you want to talk about that is not on the agenda and will not be on future agendas.
Okay.
Because see, if it's an agenda item, it's set aside and we will talk on this subject at this time. But if it's not on the agenda, you just come up and say, the people who pick up my trash make too much noise. Say, well, okay, we'll have the city manager look into that. Or any non-agenda item that's in public comments.
Now, a lot of people have approached me. How would you get an event down here? Is that voted through you guys, or who is it voted through?
Actually, if it's a simple event, you go to Parks and Recreation. They handle the events for the city. There's forms you fill out, and if it needs special permission, eventually it would come to the city council. Some minor events, the city manager can sign off on.
Okay, so...
But if it's going to be downtown, you need to talk to the downtown partnership.
Okay.
Because if you're throwing an event in somebody's front yard, one of the questions will have you talk to the people whose front yard it is.
Right.
And that's the downtown merchants.
Okay, and they would handle anything on the beach, or would you guys be responsible?
No. The waterfront is a mile from downtown.
Okay.
That's a totally different area. Again, that's city property.
Okay, great. So, in other words, anybody want to do an event, they just deal with someone else other than the city council, correct?
Well, it depends upon how big of an event it is. Okay. Now, see, we have waterfront is a public park.
Right.
So anybody at any time, the park is open, they can go down and have a picnic or do whatever. But if you want to reserve the park for your personal use, and the other people can't use it, then you fill out the forms and pays the fees for the city. And if it's a birthday party at one of the pavilions, you just reserve the pavilion. But if you want to take over the waterfront and have an event, then you're going to need some, the council has to sign off on that.
Okay. So, and then I guess they can move from there once the council sign off, whether yay or nay.
Well, yes. There's the application. There's a lot of questions that the city staff is going to ask you before it gets to the council.
Now, you've been here for a while. What other events could we get our listeners to come to? Yeah, I know y'all have markets on Saturday and
Well,
Sunday?
no, see, that's the downtown partnership. That's not the city.
Right, I know. I'm saying you're down here. Is there any other events that you would like to invite people
Well,
to come down?
the downtown partnership is you know, member merchants in the immediate downtown area, and they sponsor a farmers market every Sunday from 9 to 2.
Okay.
They feature a food truck rally the first Friday of every month from 5:30 to 9. And then in the spring they do a youth art and culture festival, and in the fall, like coming up the 6th and 7th of November, is the Downtown Claremont Art Festival.
Okay.
So there's many events sponsored by the Downtown Claremont Partnership.
Okay. So let me ask you this. We're standing here in your lovely store. And apparently you've been doing this for how many years?
The retail store I've had about 11 years, but I've been in the Bacchus, Vino, etc.
Okay.
I've been in the wine business since '72, so I've accumulated a lot of wine knowledge.
Okay.
But retail.
So what would you say, holidays are coming up, what would be the best wine you would say would fit for Thanksgiving and for Christmas? Is there one that you know really would grab and launches out at you?
Depends upon what you eat.
Turkey.
Turkey. Okay. A lot of what side dishes do you serve? Okay, turkey itself doesn't. You know, unless you're into smoked turkey, there's not a lot of flavor in turkey. But if you've got sweet potatoes and cranberries, it's the side things. One of the very popular wines that's come along with turkey lately has been the Beaujolais Nouveau, because it comes out every November and it's right about the time of Thanksgiving. And it's a red wine that's served a little chilled, and it's got a nice fresh fruity flavor, and it goes good for Thanksgiving. An old classic is Zinfandel.
Okay. White Zinfandel?
No.
Okay.
The real big, bold red Zinfandel, because it can stand up to all the side dishes, and it's got a lot of nice flavors to it. But if you're a sweet drinker, you're not going to want dry wine with your Thanksgiving dinner, so you need to look for a sweeter wine. And it really depends upon what you like. I mean, the family's together, eat and drink what you want to eat and drink. Don't listen to me. I know what I'm going to eat. But you need to select a wine that goes with what you want to eat.
And let me ask you this before we let you go. How would they go? Would they call someone? Because a lot of people don't know about wines. We just assume that it looks good, it tastes good this today. Give some knowledge to help the viewers know what you need to choose when you go into a store.
Go to a store where you can actually get some help. If you don't know, you know, go to a wine shop or someplace where they have somebody who's got a little bit of wine knowledge.
Or come here.
Yeah, that's what we do is help people select the right wines. If it's a big important meal, don't wait till the day before the meal.
Okay.
You know, go out a few weeks in advance and try a bottle and see if you like it. I mean, it's like if you've got a special recipe, you don't roll it out that day. You try it and get a couple. You know, try it on your immediate family before you try it on the whole family. So
I noticed you have these.
Yeah, that's what I was tasting this weekend.
This is what you're tasting, and that is.
That is actually a sweet wine with raspberry flavors added. It's from Hazlitt Vineyards in Naples, New York. It's called Brambleberry, and it's black raspberry and red raspberry blended with red wine.
Now, what would that go with? Just anything, or if you have fish today, is it want to go with fish? Or,
I wouldn't really do that with a meal.
Wouldn't do that with it.
I would do that with
Chill
dessert, or just sitting on the back porch watching the sun go down. Yeah, that's just a cold, refreshing, sweet, fruity wine.
So before I let you go, a lot of people eat fish and seafood. What is the #1 selling wine for our seafood?
Chardonnay. Chardonnay is your #1 wine around the world. But with shellfish and seafood, there's wines like Muscadet and Albarino, and they're nice regional wines out of Spain or France that really complement seafood even better than Chardonnay does. But most people are familiar with Chardonnay, and they drink what they're familiar with.
Well, look, I want to thank you for your time from Community Life, and please come to
Bacchus, Vino, etc.
And you have a number or you have an address?
We're at 692 West Montrose, right at the corner of Montrose and 7th Street, across the street from City Hall.